Hello. Today is Thursday of the 8th week in Ordinary Time. Um, Typically, I do the reflections a day or two before. And tonight, I'm sitting in my backyard with a fire, and my wife's doing her graduate work. So I decided I'm sitting here and I might as well look ahead a little bit, and it ties in actually to my thoughts on the reading tonight. On today's readings, the gospel is Mark's gospel, and we have this beautiful image of the blind man calling out to Jesus, and kind of being shunned, or people attempting to quiet him, and he persists, and they say, Jesus says, bring him to me, and he comes, and he says, what do you want? I want to see, and he cures him, and then he follows, and for me, anytime we have a reading like this. I had a wonderful Jesuit priest at St. Joe's, who when I did the spiritual exercises of St. Ignatius, really taught me to place myself in Scripture, and really consider what is, especially meaningful or representative from the reading. And today, I that the image of the blind man is one that I think asks, I have to ask myself today, what am I blind to, and more importantly, if I could see clearly, if I had the ability to see my world through the lens of my faith today, where were the moments where I had those blinders on? Where did I miss that opportunity to be fully present to my faith? And that's where the fire pit here in my backyard come into my reflection, is that I it's like a lot of days. It's especially now we talk about the idea of during um, the worst of the pandemic, where we were at home, and for some of us had very different experiences, but for me, there were a lot of opportunities for this, to sit in prayer, and to look at my life, and really to look at my kids, and make sure that I was fully present in a way that I felt, that I was really called to, in order to be fully present to my family. And today I'm present to them, but I'm present in that I was in the office this morning, and there's a lot to do. I'm getting ready for, we're getting ready for Heifer, the Heifer Living Gift Market, and just got done with the golf outing, and I'm planning the Project Appalachia, our first team meeting, and there's just stuff, and we had a staff meeting, and then I ran home, and get the boys from school, and come home, and there's swim lessons going in this direction, and then I'm over with the others and the dog, and we're taking the dog for a walk, which turned into a run, and then we came back, and it's already close to 6, and I'm throwing dinner together, and it's just stuff, and it would be really easy, and I know I've talked about this before, but it's one of the things that comes up for me a lot, and I think that's a good thing, to kind of continually be reminded of. I think a lot of times I show up for liturgy at St. Charles, and I sit there and I feel accountable, not always to something new. There's sometimes a repetition there of being called to be present to the same thing, and that's a good thing, because I need to be there. And on a night like tonight, I read it and think, if I don't take these moments, of these prayerful moments, to sit, by a fire pit, and just sit with, in a prayerful place, um, I can enter into tomorrow more blind than I'd like to be. Instead, I can sit here in prayer and sit here in a reflective spirit, so that I take the time to remove myself, and I can be quiet and I can listen. Prayer doesn't always have to be spoken. It's even more important in my experience to be quiet and to listen to where my faith is calling me, and in order to see clearly, to see the world and see my day tomorrow roll out in through the lens of our Catholic faith. So that's all I have today is to ask ourselves where, I think the invitation is to ask ourselves where am I uniquely blind, or vulnerable to that, and how can I, where today can I carve out a little bit of time to sit with my faith, um, and listen and just be present to where God may be calling me today. It's a gift we all have, and with that, I wish you all well. If this is early in the morning you're watching this, and I'm doing it in the dark of my backyard at like 11 o'clock at night, that's fine. I wish you a wonderful morning and a great day, and I will hopefully see you soon.